Coming from Haiti, this is one of those principles that I have not yet been able to get away from. I tend to take people at their words. Once you say something, I believe you until proven otherwise. The issue is I keep believing you until you've done it long enough, and then I put you in that classification. Like they say in Haiti, this guy has no words. Monsieur pas gen mot. Which means that when he tells you something, you can't believe what he said because he just might not mean it. He's just talking. On the surface, it may seem like that is not such a big deal, but life has shown or has proven otherwise. What you say matters. Not only does it matter to other people, but most importantly, it matters to you and your success in life. When I was in college, I was dating a very lovely young woman. We had met and we were spending some time together. And almost every time after she leaves, she would say, I will call you later. Being the person that I am, I took it to mean that she was going to call me later. This was before the days where there was cell phones. I did not have a cell phone. Sometimes I would have plans. Every time she would tell me that she would call me later, I felt stuck because, well, if I leave, she might call and I would miss the call. So I would stay and I would wait for her to call. After a while, though, I started asking her, are you going to call me later or are you just saying that? She would get upset. She would say, well, no, I will call you later. But then she would go home and she would not call. And then I would call her out again on it. Ultimately, I had a choice to make. Either I was going to wait and see if she were going to call, or I was just going to take it to mean she doesn't mean anything by those words. It's just something that she says. The problem with that is that I started not only not believing it when she said she was going to call me, but I also started not believing when she made other promises. And it ultimately created a problem in the relationship because I did not know what she meant or what she didn't mean when she was just saying something or when she was being serious about it. Our words, what we say, what we communicate to other people, they do matter because whether or not you keep your word will determine how people treat you. One of the most important things about keeping words to people is keeping your word to yourself. Keeping your word to yourself is paramount to your success in life. As humans, we have this thing that we do. We say we're going to do one thing, but we never do it. The problem is this. When you make a little promise to yourself that you don't keep, it becomes a habit. Then you get to the point where you start saying, I'm going to do this, except you don't do it. So now, when you say to yourself, I'm going to do something, you don't actually have to do it because you yourself don't believe your own word. You don't believe that you're going to do it. So what are you doing in this case? It's like water dripping on a rock. The more you don't keep your word to yourself, the more you stop respecting yourself. You are killing your own self-respect because your word is not bond. So when you say to yourself, I'm going to lose weight, you don't actually have to lose weight because who cares? You don't keep your word to yourself anyway. This is an important concept. It doesn't only just affect one aspect of your life, but it also starts affecting other aspects of your life as well. Say, for example, if you say you're going to study, you've lied to yourself so many times before, why keep it this time? So you don't study. Anytime you start trying to do something, your motivation is dead because you've spent a lifetime lying to yourself, not keeping your own words to yourself. And the more you do that, the least likely you are to succeed in life or to take anything you say seriously to yourself. And that becomes a detriment to your relationship with yourself and your relationship with other people. This is what is known as integrity. Integrity to other people starts with integrity to oneself. How do you start keeping your word? How do you make your words bond? How do you switch to where when you say something to someone, they can actually take it to the bank? The best way to start doing that is by saying no. Believe it or not, start by saying no. Instead of agreeing when someone asks you to do something, instead of saying yes, say no. Take it even one step further. Instead of saying, let me think about it, say no. Instead of saying, let me get back to you on that, say no. What you're doing here is that you are learning to keep your word not only to yourself, but to other people. If you make a promise that you're going to get back to that person, now you're putting work on the table, things that you're going to have to do, things that are going to require your time. Since you're not going to have that time and you know yourself, you know you are unlikely to keep those words, then it's better that you don't make any promises at all. It's better that you don't make a promise and then you change your mind later. You say, okay, you know, when you asked me to go to the movies and I said no, if you're still open, I just checked my schedule, I can actually make it. Will that work? That works a lot better. When you start keeping your word to yourself, your self-esteem go up, your self-acceptance go up, and you do better in life altogether. Let me tell you this. Keeping your word to yourself is key to your success in life. Because if you can't keep your word to yourself, if you don't believe yourself, it destroys your self-value. It destroys your self-esteem. It is you saying to yourself, you are not worth anything. Why should I listen to you in the first place? If you want to change your life, if you want to become better at doing things, if you want to reach your peak potential, start by keeping your word to yourself. And the best way to do that is to not promise yourself anything that you know you do not intend on doing. When you make plans, plan only the things that you know you can or are able to do. If you are not sure that you can do something, don't say I'm going to do it. If you're one of those people like myself who make plans, don't write something down that you know you don't plan on doing or that you are not 100% sure that you can make happen. And that's how it starts. Try this for a while. Start saying no to other people. Stop making promises to other people that you don't know whether or not you're going to be able to keep. And the easiest way to do that is to just say no, not like the drug campaign. Don't say to yourself you're going to do one thing unless you are 100% sure that you can make that one thing happen. When you do that, your life will get better, your motivation will get better, you'll accomplish more, and you are more likely to reach your peak potential. I'm Professor Z. Let's get to work.